Hello everyone, Chaos here, and welcome to another Oldschool Runescape video. If you guys are subscribed to my channel, there's a very high chance you're also subscribed to other Oldschool Runescape content creators, which is also my case. And honestly, the list is a little bit too long to mention them all. However, one of my favorite channels at the moment is Tasty. And several months ago, he uploaded a video of him using a corporeal beast boosting service for him to get around 66 kills per hour as he was hunting for those collection logs. Other than that, more recently I have watched the video by Crumb about people playing on like 100 different accounts at once, and some of them are used to boost boss kills per hour. As well as the video by Flipping Oldschool where he talks about pet hunters and boosting services for said methods. Now, I've always been fascinated by these types of videos, but to be quite honest, they're quite expensive for the average player, and you guys know I'm not the richest person in the game. So I can just go ahead and spunk hundreds of millions of GP per session just to boost for a pet. Fast forward to late June of 2022, I get an email on my inbox and it's someone offering to show me a method to get upwards of 130 corporeal beast kills per hour. Now, listen, I'm the type of person to look at a situation, and if it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is, which could potentially be the case for you guys. I was debating on adding this person on Discord, but my mind instantly thought this was some like elaborate lure or scam for me to get my best items, and then they would pull something off for me to get lured and lose half of my bank. However, this actually piqued my curiosity, so I added one of the boosters on Discord and we got to chat. And oh surprise, killing 120 to 130 corporeal beasts per hour is actually possible. How? Well, don't go anywhere, and I'll explain the method. Before we continue, if you enjoyed today's video, which is a very special and different one, a subscription to the channel would be very much appreciated, and you can also join the Discord to interact with me and our amazing community. And if we can hit at least 3 likes on this video, you will make me the happiest escaper on Earth. Also, hear me out. I'm making this video after a lot of people were interested in this topic, and the community poll did pretty well. With over 4,000 people voting on it, over 80% of people voted positively on it, so this video is for all of you legends. But more about some of the most important information towards the end. Now, before we get into the juicy part of the video, which is obviously the corp kills per hour and the loot, I will spend some time explaining what boosting is, why people do it in a game like Oldschool Runescape, and most importantly, how people do it. I'm doing this because I've been getting a ton of comments on my videos and streams of people telling me that they are either brand new to the game or that they picked the game back up after however many years of not logging in. And I'm fully aware that not everyone is going to be on the same page about what boosting is, so I will give you a fairly detailed explanation of it. If you already know about it, you can use the chapters in the video player or in the description below to skip the introduction to boosting, but if you want to watch the entire video, I would be incredibly grateful. So, let's begin. Alright, if you play any other online game, the term boosting may not be too foreign to you. Specifically in video games, the core idea of boosting is artificially increasing whatever skills or stats in order to get a specific reward depending on what game you are playing. For example, in League of Legends, players can go on ranked matches to gain what's known as ELO, to increase their rank going from Iron and Bronze, all the way to the best players in certain servers being Master, Grandmaster, or even up to Challenger. If you buy an ELO boosting service in League of Legends, you can play with people who are much better than you on an account with similar rank in order to absolutely steamroll the games for you to gain ELO much easier and go up the ladder. In League of Legends, if you make it to at least gold rank or above for your current season, you will get an exclusive Victoria skin, so it's not common for people to boost up to gold, because there's no other way to get these skins. In Oldschool Runescape, this is slightly different. Since there's no skill-based matchmaking yet, you might be wondering, okay, why and how do people boost in this game? Well, it may not be for a rank, but there's a lot of things players can pay for in order to have a better or even a faster experience. Before I continue with this, it is extremely important to mention that everything I talk about today is 100% in compliance with Jagex terms of service, as long as you pay for your boosting and other services with RuneScape GP. Things like paying someone to play on your account or even paying for a boost with currency outside of Oldschool Runescape is strictly against the rules, and if you're caught, your account will be swiftly shafted. So if any of these sound enticing, just stick to RuneScape GP. Alright, back to topic. You might have heard of some of these services before. There are Barbarian Assault clans who you can pay to in order to leech all the way to a fighter torso or level 5 roles, as your account just sits there doing nothing, as 4 pros can carry you through the entire waves. You can also pay people to carry you through a Theater of Blood run in order to complete the quest A Night at the Theater if you're either too low of a level or even a hardcore Ironman, for example. And this goes as far as to paying people to run Essence for you and sit at a runecrafting altar for them to trade you Essence and gain a ridiculous amount of runecrafting experience per hour. And finally, we get into the main reasoning behind this video, which is pet boosting services. As most of you know, Oldschool Runescape bosses have a chance of dropping a small version of themselves to follow you around known as a pet. The chance of getting one of these goes from 1 in 300 for the Chaos Elemental, all the way up to 1 in 5,000 for the main 4 God Wars dungeon pets, for example. And if you want one of them, you might need to spend a ridiculous amount of time camping the boss for that drop, or if you're ridiculously wealthy, you can spend money to have people help you with the boss. So how does this work? Let's say that you are hunting for the corporeal beast pet. For this, you have 2 options. You either camp it with your clan or in the mass world and hope to get lucky and deal the highest amount of damage in about 20 or 30 kills per hour, and also hope to get lucky at the pet. Or you can do it solo with the following method. Perform 3 Dragon Warhammer special attacks, 20 Arclight special attacks, and finally deal 200 damage with a Bando's Godsword. And then just poke Corp to death, since its stats will be lower to Oblivion, and it will barely land any hits on you. If you do this correctly, you may get away with 5 or 6 kills per hour, and you might hear these numbers and go like, well, 120 to 130 kills per hour sounds absolutely impossible, stop baiting, you absolute rats. And that is exactly what we are going to get into right now, just so you guys can trust me on this one. Enter a group of absolute legends who have perfected a method to get up to 130 kills per hour, of course at a hefty cost. We'll go over the method they use, and then I will show you a few highlights from the session as well as the ending results. So, going back to the Tasty video for a little bit, if you watched it, he got around 66 kills per hour because they were going to their POH, restore their stats, and then back to the boss room to wait for it to respawn. With the method I am going to show you, boosters also use the instance room for almost double the kills per hour. And here's how they do it. Basically, there are 4 people in the session, each in control of about 6 accounts. 2 people lock down the public room, and the other 2 use the boss instance room, which has a cost of 200k. For the session, you wear your best ranged armor, and the most essential item to have is the Zerite crossbow. Its special attack has double accuracy, and if your hit lands, any bolt special effect is guaranteed to hit. Additionally, its passive effect strengthens this bolt effect by 10%, meaning that if your special attack is a success, you will deal 110 damage with ruby bolts at the beginning of the Corp kill. Some of the boosters' accounts are on the Lunar Spellbook for them to use a spell called Energy Transfer, which gives the target a full special attack bar at the cost of their entire special attack bar, as well as 10 HP. They do this for 2 or 3 times in order for you to have a minimum of 3 Ruby Bolt specials for 330 damage, which will 99% guarantee you the kill. You are also somewhat required to have the Desert Amulet 4 in order to teleport to Narda and pray at the Elitness statue to recover your stats, and finally get back in there with a Games Necklace, which is much faster than going to your POH. And then you have to restore the pool, teleport back with the jewelry box, and so on. After a kill on the public room, you will then enter the instance room and repeat this process all over again for the entire session. Now, obviously this is much easier said than done because quite frankly, you will barely have any time to pick up all of your loot. And it's recommended to only pick up drops above, let's say 100k, Onyx Bolts, and of course any uniques, most importantly being the sigils. If there's something you want to pick up, it's advised to telegrab it, because with this method, it's just so fast that if you pick it up yourself, Corp might spawn and it could potentially step on you, dealing massive amounts of damage. Quite frankly though, if you have the cash to buy this service, I highly doubt you will pick anything up other than the sigils and probably the Onyx Bolts. But this is incredibly intensive. Alright fellas, so that's basically it for the method, and now I want to show you a few interesting clips I got during the 1 hour session, and also showing you a few uncut kills so you can get a feel for the method. Just be aware that commentary is not very high energy in this one, because you need to be fully focused in order to do this as fast as possible. So, excuse me if I sound dead, I was just concentrating, and yeah, that's basically it. Alright, I'll see you guys for the loot and the analysis. Time for some live commentary. Oh, wait, Beekeeper outfit. I don't have this full outfit. This is important. Give me 1 second. This is important. Can I get any GLs for no flux? Thank you.
Yes. Good luck.
This is more exciting than an Elishan sigil. Oh, did I get it? Hey, boots! Wait, white? Oh my god, dude. These boots are so awful. It's whatever. Let me grab Holy Elixir. And then Narda. Narda teleport. Coming. Coming. Oh, another Holy Elixir. So I telegrab it at the end of the kill?
Yeah.
Okay,
That
got
would
it.
be the best.
I failed a third special. Specking. And got it.
Perfect. Yeah.
Leaving. Okay, on my way to public. Okay, that's one. That's two. Yeah. Oh my god! Oh dear lord. Okay, and specking. There we go. That's three. Thank you for the heal, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Okay, coming. Have you yoinked a pet from a customer before?
No, thank God, no.
Imagine, I would just rage quit, ask for a refund. Hey, give me my money back. Oh, Spirit Shield. Oh, I saw the collection log pop out. I was like, oh my god. Let's go. Well, I mean, at least that's one new item. Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so that's instance on my way to public. Alright, the next collection log slot that appears, it's either a sigil or the pet dude. Hopefully we can see it. Alright fellas, that's pretty much it for the live method and a few kills. Now, let's go ahead and analyze how much this costs and of course giving you some pros and cons of doing this. So, I don't know about every single Discord offering these services, but the guys that boosted me have a server called the Corp Pet Service. They have many setups for different kills per hour, but I will focus on the one I did. Each one of these kills is going to cost you a humble 1.6 million GP, and you need a minimum order of 300 kills coming up to a whopping of 480 mil GP for the session. Now, since you can get up to 130 kills per hour, you will be doing this for roughly 220 to 2.5 hours, and trust me, you won't even have time to breathe. Now, my main question for this video is, why do people do this? Well, if you're an avid pet hunter and you do it solo for like 6 kills per hour on a best case scenario, for those 2.5 hours you will be getting a maximum of 15 kills. If you buy a service like this, however, you will be getting 20 times the amount of kills per hour, saving you a ridiculous amount of time. For reference, if you were to solo Corp 300 times, that would take upwards of 50 hours. Doing the same amount of work in 2.5 hours might be more attractive to the top players with a ton of cash to burn. Before we jump into the loot and some closing words, I want to make it very clear that I am fully aware that this is not for the average player. You guys know that my channel will always be home to casual friendly guides for the average player to learn more about the game or maybe, get their starting cash, and this video might honestly be the first time my channel has taken a detour from that. As today we see what people can do when this game is pushed to the absolute limit, and giving you a small glance as to what the extremely sweaty part of the game actually looks like. And now, let's jump into probably the most important part of the video: what did I personally get out of the kills? So, enjoy! Alright Scapers, that's pretty much it for the main part of the video. However, we come to another important segment that hopefully you guys are excited about. What did I personally get out of my 1 hour session? Before I show you the items that I got to keep, incredibly important to tell you 2 things to note. Number 1, remember that if you have the money to do this, you're pretty much not going to pick anything up that's not a sigil. Of course, a pet that follows you around, but you are just so busy that you're probably not going to be able to grab everything, and that was also my case. I'm not going to show you every single drop that I got, and that ties into point number 2, that because of the way the loot tracker works, that you need to be in the kill in order to see what you got and also track it for you. Then obviously, since I was not in the room for pretty much any of the kills because I was just teleporting between the public room, the instance, I don't really have any loot tracker to show you, which is kind of why we are going to have to go through this kind of really rough average of what I got, okay? So it's drumroll please, what did I get from 1 hour of Corporeal Beast boosting session with 120 to 130 kill per hour method? Boom, right here. So the most important ones obviously are the Onyx Balls. I got 2 elixirs and of course a Spirit Shield, and I got to the point where another collection log slot would have meant either the Jar of Spirits or the pet or one of those elusive sigils. Now obviously, what is the entire, or what is the loot, the price check for this? It is going to be 8.8 million GP, most of it being, well, I mean, the Onyx Bolts. I only picked up a couple of things that I have highlighted with a loot beam on my ground. My loot beams are not really that high, and it's because I just love seeing it, and I just love getting anything that's like above 100 or 500k, and it's really, really nice to see. So that's what I personally got. And remember that if you're not getting a sigil, obviously you're seeing on screen how much I would have had to spend for this 1 hour, or you know, the amount of kills that I got. And obviously what I got doesn't even cover a minimum fraction of it. So obviously this, you know, is basically catered towards the absolute highest, the top tier players, and this is something that I was very interested, you know, in testing to see what, you know, goes on behind the world of pet boosting. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that's I guess tickles your fancy when it comes to you know, seeing what a method like this can potentially bring to the table. And of course, I mean, I know this is not for every single person, but yeah, it was definitely very interesting to see. All right, I want to give a massive thank you to all the absolute legends that are my channel members. Thank you, boys and girls, so much for supporting the channel. It really goes a long way, and I have literally no words to describe it. If you would like to support this channel further, you can become a channel member, which basically works like a Twitch subscription, and you get a bunch of benefits in the live streams, in the videos, and of course, in the Discord. For now, that's pretty much it, and yeah, in the next one, we are going to check out a nice Vorkath guide, which is pretty much my favorite boss at the moment. Maybe that will change with Raids 3, but we will have to see. Alright, thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you then. You have an amazing week, and take care. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Peace.